My name's Linda Ward. I live in Adelaide, South Australia. I work for PJ Corporate Electrical.
Justin Anderson. I work for Boeing Australia at Amberley, which is west of Brisbane. They do deep level maintenance on the F111s for the RAF.
I do basically commercial electrical work.
Before I pursued this, I was in the military. I was a diesel mechanic with the Australian Army.
I was an entomologist, plant pathologist, and I did pest and disease management in viticulture.
I'd always had an interest in aviation, which had been re-sparked by working with a colleague of mine while I was still in the Army. In the last couple of years I was in the Army, he had a private pilot's licence, and when it came time to come out, or get out of the Army I should say, I wanted to look for a career that I could carry some existing skills across, so that I wasn't taking too much of a step backwards, but have something that with a greater interest and a bit more of a challenge as well.
Now I work in commercial electrical area. I basically do maintenance and servicing and installation, sort of in high-rise buildings. I changed occupations after a couple of deaths in the family, or close to me, and I reassessed my life and decided I wasn't really happy in the high-stress situation.
Well, there were probably two main hurdles that were rather difficult. One is the financial hurdle, which is probably apparent, to most people that being an apprentice, it can sometimes be difficult, and you sometimes have to make some sacrifices. The other hurdle was me going as a qualified tradesman who had apprentices under me. Had to swallow my pride and ego a little bit to be able to go back and go into the role of an apprentice.
It was something completely different to me. I'd done sort of chemistry and biology type stuff before, and I hadn't done any physics or anything at school, so that was a big change to suddenly get into a completely different area. I really enjoy the customer service, but I worked in that sort of area before as well, so there was some transferable skills. I started the apprenticeship with the group training organisation. When I actually applied for the job initially, I didn't realise it was group training, but it's actually been really good. They've got a bigger number of resources, more employers to choose from, lots of different areas of expertise that you can specialise in. So for me that worked really well.
I was given the opportunity to show them that I had the capacity to be good at what I was aiming to do. And once I'd done that, then they were there to give me the exposure to prospective employers and market me as a product to them, rather than me having to take the responsibility myself. I
think most of my family and friends were pretty happy for me, and basically will put up with almost anything I do. So I'm pretty lucky like that.
My wife, she is the main breadwinner during the whole process, so obviously that was a good support, and my family, yeah.
I absolutely adore using my hands and learning all the practical skills and all the empowerment and all of that goes with it. I love all of that.
The best thing is that I get to involve something that is an interest of mine, together with the skills that I already had. I currently only work 4 days a week, so that's pretty good. Every weekend's a 3-day weekend.
I can see me with a small business in the not too distant future. I've already attempted to start that, but they won't let me until I finish and get my electrical licence. Although I still can't at this point see why they won't let me employ other electricians and run a business anyway.
The opportunity in the industry I'm in now compared to what I was in is a lot greater, so that's a little bit more inspiring. You can see a pathway of being able to move forward later on. You can see people above you and be inspired by people above you and see what they do and give yourself a bit of an idea of where you could be.
And I want to train apprentices. I want to be really good for, bring some really good people into the industry, really well-trained people.
Don't be afraid to take your interests and turn it into a career, but don't take a passion and kill it by turning it into a career.
If you want to be doing something different, do something different. I think that's probably the most important thing, and I think nothing's beyond being achieved.